Hello, Archibald Chesterfield III here, and today I'd like to make a video on how to tell if a wristwatch is over polished. How do you tell this shit? And I gotta tell you, I spook used. So when you're buying watches used, they could be over polished turds. Now you gotta be careful. How do you tell? Well, I really think the first thing is you've got to au fait yourself with. You've got to look at a lot of watches. That's the best way to tell. And if they're sharp and crisp and minty, they stand out. You get an eye for these things. And, it's the little things that make the difference. A watch that's over polished, you might find one lug is different to the other lug. And you might find little things like the contours are very, it's very easy to over polish a watch. And it really is the ultimate sin. Sometimes when I've taken pieces in for polishing, I used watch. What did I use? Who did I use? Watch Tech, fuckers. Watch Tech. They said to me, hey, we're going to do it very, very subtly. You will still see a little bit of a blemish, but we don't want to take too much off. And that is a good thing. You want to be very, very subtle. It's good to leave a little bit of originality if you don't have to over polish the thing. The best thing you can do is really handle pieces. You learn this stuff from handling different pieces and seeing what is an over polished one, what is a nicer one. And sometimes, you can really tell. Sometimes don't get confused, because some vintage ones were different. They weren't as chubby. But the really secret is you should be looking at minty ones, seeing what minty ones look like. And it's this knowledge. This is the knowledge you have there. So how to tell if a watch is over polished? Well, you want to be comparing all contours with their opposite sides there. That's the easiest thing. The other thing you want to do is if you can compare that watch to another watch, and you can see whether one is a little bit not as nice as the other. The other telltale signs of over polishing is often they do the wrong thing. A lot of these watches have a matte finish as well as a shiny finish, and sometimes when they polish it, they just make it all shiny, bubba. So it kind of, it sort of stands out as a second-rate polishing job. The other thing is that you've just got to compare the contour. If you've got any magazines, possibly compare it and see what it looks like. But the best thing is just knowledge. And it's always why I really tell you, your best thing to do is forget Craigslist, forget eBay. Find a reputable dealer who will be honest with you and help you learn the craft. That is the honest truth. You should be befriending a good dealer. Okay, you pay a wee bit more, but you're learning that knowledge. And polishing itself is a very, very hard art to master. Too many fuckheads have just had a polishing wheel and, hey, they're expert polishers. But the real truth is, a very expensive polishing job, they basically pull the whole fucking watch apart, do it slowly, carefully, and get the right finish of shiny and matte. That's really where the art comes into it. And, on a sports watch, it's getting very, very, people prefer unpolished. I tend to think, it depends within reason. Everything is, it depends what you're looking for. I know with my Submariner, it had been in storage for a number of years and the gold sort of oxidizes. Do you polish it or you don't? And I thought, fuck it. I want this cunt to be a fancy fucker. So I got it done by Watch Tech, very lightly polished, and you don't ever want to you don't want to send it back for polishing, because it is taking a microscopic layer off. So you can't, it's like carpet. You can dry clean it and wash the fuck, but you can't, it doesn't grow back. And that's the same with these watch cases there as well. You can't just add a bit of filler. It doesn't quite work like that. But the best thing is to learn the knowledge. And you can look at an example and realize if it's a sharp example or it's a, not so sharp. And that's really the art of learning this craft, is seeing examples, playing with different stock, handling different stock, and hopefully you can learn how to tell whether a watch is over polished or not. And one thing I will say is that, particularly when it's gold and steel, often the gold lot softer, they'll polish that severely compared to the steel. So that sort of thing stands out. Polishing itself, to polish or not to polish, I like things to look nice, but you don't ever want to over polish. So I hope this is a bit of a guide. ArchieLuxury signing out. See you later, fuckers.
We specialize in the repair of Rolex and Patek Philippe watches. We've been doing the same thing for more than 25 years. We have Rolex technicians certified by Rolex who actually used to work for the company for many years, like if we do in the work on the factory. We completely disassemble the watch and we put it to work like brand new condition. When you get a pre-owned watch, it's like if you're getting a brand new unit. The only difference is the money.